I'm going to show how to deploy a NextJS static export onto an S3 and make sure it works with dynamic routing. So this is just a basic NextJS project set up with pages router. And if we go in there, we have an index page, and then we have a user / a random ID. So this part is going to be our dynamic route. And then on this page, we're literally just getting the random ID parameter and just displaying it here. So first step that we need to do is go to our next.config file and make sure our our output is set to export. So this lets Next.js know that we are statically exporting the files. And then we need to create a 404.tsx. So this is the page that on the S3 side, once you upload it and someone visits the URL, you can set it to, so any page it visits that's not indexed, it's going to go to this custom 404 page. And then from there, we are going to do client-side checks and then route them to the correct page. So first step is to create a function that actually checks whether the current URL is part of all the routes we have available. So we are just going to do that by creating a function called page exist, which would is spelled async wrong, which would take in a location string, and then we are going to check using this function get client build manifest, and then inside there is sorted pages. So this gives us the list of pages that we have available in the project, and then we need to normalize the the string that we put in here, as in remove trailing slashes. So we do that by we're checking if it is the root of the project, then we leave the slash, otherwise we remove them. So if it's the root, we want to leave it as it is. If it's not, we replace it. And then we need to check if the normalized path is a static page or a dynamic page, and if it is, I guess return true. So return sorted pages dot includes path name. So this check if it's in our build files, and then check if it's a dynamic page, pages dot sum page. So we need to check. So we need to check if it's a dynamic route, and then this is just to check the Next.js, it's a util function from Next.js that handles the check of URLs when it's a dynamic page. And so this should check whether the page exists. And then now we have this function, we can actually handle the check here. So first we need a router. So we're going to have a boolean, a state, to say is not found or is not found. So this is what we're going to use to check if we found the page in the URL. If not, we are going to display the custom. We're going to display 404. If we did find it, then we just take them there. So we are actually just going to use a use effect to do this. So we want to run this when I guess the router is ready. So we can do that, and also when there is a path available. Maybe this should go in yep, there. So now here we can check if the router is ready. I think it's ready. Yep. If it's ready, we can check if the page exists, and if it does, we need to handle the condition conditions. So I'll explain this after I write this. Cool. So if the router is ready, we check the page for the check if the root actually exists in our build. If it's one of these, and then if it doesn't exist, we set the is not found to true. So we haven't found the page, so we need to display custom 404. But if we did find it, we just take them to that page. Yeah, so that should just handle everything. So now I think that should hopefully take you to the current page. But we actually want to, so we don't want to show the custom 404 page while it's doing this check. That's why we are saying if not found, return now. But I think it's actually better if we just show like a loading animation here that would run. So if it's not found, which is true, so this is confusing, but if it's not found, then it's loading. So if we find the page, then we go to that page, and if the page doesn't actually exist, then we show custom 404. So this logic should hopefully handle the client-side routing. So now we can just do a barn run. We can build this. You can use npm run build or barn run build or whatever you have, and then that should produce like a output file here. So I'm just going to wait for that to finish. So now we have an output file. I'm actually going to remove these like images because I don't want to upload them into S3. So yeah, so now we're going to put all of this output stuff into an S3 bucket. So I have a S3 bucket set up here. So this S3 has some properties. You can see we need to enable static web hosting, and then here we just leave that as it is. And for this, we are going to set the index to index.html. That's where it's going to start. And then if you can't find anything, it's going to go to 404.html. This is our custom 404 that it's going to go to. So yeah, any dynamic root or any root that's not indexed is going to go to this by default. So if we save that, and then for permissions, it just has a basic get object permission. But yeah, so this is a public bucket, and now let's upload all the files in here. So if I just grab the output file from here and put it in the bucket, and then I upload it. Let's wait for that to finish. Cool. So we can close this, and then if we go to properties, we should have like a URL. So we click on that URL. So we are at the index page, and then if I go to, let's say /user/ something, it should go to that page. I guess you guys can't see the actual, so if I put this here, maybe, yep. So now you can see I have /user/123. If I go directly to that page, it's going to show the loading animation, and then it's going to go. Usually, if you haven't set up the 404 custom route with that logic, it will just go to a 404 not found and not do anything else. And if I put like a route that doesn't exist, it should just show us a 404 page, custom 404, and then let's say we go to this, the route, this index page, and then we can just test it again, / let's say 555, Yeah, and then that should just take us there. If we refresh the page, it should still work fine. But yeah, so that's how you do a static export onto an S3 with dynamic routing.